All right, hey everyone, my name's Adam. On this, we interview business owners, how they got into it, how things that you can do. And today we have Dr. Tony from the Crooked Spine Show. He does have a YouTube channel. How you doing, Tony?
How you doing?
Great. Well, let's get right into that first. Let's drop that right in the beginning. What is your YouTube channel and what does it do?
Euclid Chiropractic is my YouTube channel for my office. I'm a chiropractor, been practicing for 20 years. It started this back in 2012-ish when YouTube came out because the yellow pages didn't exist anymore. At that point, you had to jump to different media. Our YouTube channel was around 2012, like I had mentioned. We had long form video back then, talking about back pain, neck pain, whatever, what have you, for 10, 15 minutes. Now it's short videos, 2-3 minutes. Also with my podcast, I do a live interview with my guests on a podcast or a workshop and put that on YouTube also. So there's always content put on. I would say about 4 or 5 times a week I put content on there. So you always see something new every day.
Right. And it's entertainment stuff, but also educational stuff.
Have to be both, right? If you're going to watch your stuff, it's boring all the time. So if you make it educational with some content that's funny for one, too, or at least catches the audience attention, at that point they'll watch to learn something because you're entertaining at the same time.
Right. So as the viewers are watching and they want to be a chiropractor, you have content that is also entertaining, but also informational. So you can, after this, you can deep dive into his videos and learn a whole lot more than we're going to cover here.
Yeah, exactly. My biggest thing is I have different playlists on my YouTube channel too. Adjustment videos, education videos, testimonials. I have workshops, I have my podcast. So once you look at enough stuff of someone's content, maybe myself or somebody else, you understand who they are, what their office does, how they educate along with market. That point, you can understand what their office actually does. Maybe chiropractor, dentist, whatever it might be.
Right. All right. So let's just get a little background on you and how you became a chiropractor.
Good. So I grew up in West LA, Los Angeles, many, many moons ago. My kid called me, I'm 1,000 years old. That's probably right. I'm 47-ish. I've been practicing about 20 years. I grew up there, went to school about an hour away from my home, UC Riverside, UCR. Been 4 years BS in biology, focused on the sciences, but I did not want to wear a lab coat, didn't want to work in a hospital, work 80 hours a week. I wanted to have somewhat fun, spend some family time, and maybe golf once a week. So my biggest thing is becoming a chiropractor allowed me in my mind to do that because it seems simple, right? Schools may be chiropractic, maybe dentistry, maybe anything that's, say, even non-medical, but still in healthcare. They market the school very well because they're profit organizations. The problem is staying in school and graduating on time and learning how to practice is a whole different story. Half my class, I told Adam in my email, half my class actually graduated. But when you don't graduate, you still owe that money to your government because you're student loans. Half my class after 5 years after graduating never continued with chiropractic. The biggest thing is, as I learned in school, even beyond too, you have to learn outside how to communicate, how to work with different doctors. For one, mentors. For one, to find mentors of your profession. So they teach you, successful doctors, how to market their business, your business in the future. And I learned them from books too, classic books too. At that point, it was one, I forget the author. It was dig you well before you're thirsty, a classic one where you find people and things to do beforehand. My secret to finding a job after school, because even after I graduated, you have to take board exams. There's about 4 of them, national board exams to become a licensed chiropractor, then your state ethics exam too. I looked into being a chiropractor, but it's a 10 semester program, about 3.5 years. The biggest thing is when you graduate, where are you going to work? Hospitals don't hire you. They're not looking for chiropractors. You have to find a private practice to hire you or start your own practice, which is really risky. So I started after my first semester. I took the alumni list from my school, took my area I lived in, which is Upland, California, Upland, Rancho, Claremont, and matched up with back in the yellow pages back in 2000, I think. Even back before that, it was like 99, right around 2000. And I took that and I matched up and said, I'm going to call 10 chiropractors successful in the yellow pages. If you're old enough like me to understand the yellow pages were, there was advertisement based on how much you would pay in your profession. So we had this office where I'm at now had a good ad. The one I worked at before I was an associate had a good ad. Took those and actually called them and said, okay, can I come and volunteer? I'm a student now. And can I come about out of that 10, maybe 3 said, yeah, coming in, I'll talk to you. At that point, out of the 3, I worked about 2 of them for a while. When I graduated about 3.5 years later, I'd worked with both at volunteer the whole time. They asked me, when can you start working? Not if you want the job. I already interviewed for the last 3.5 years. When can you start working at the office? I had a job lined up, a salary plus commission. Some of my classmates had no idea where they're going to work. Right. What are you going to do? So at that point, you have to be able to think a step ahead. How do you market yourself build your reputation up, your brand, your personal brand, to know exactly where you want to work and how you're going to go. Things going to happen for you. That was my education, my curriculum. Once I graduated, started working my way, boom, worked at an office for about 2.5 years, learned phenomenal information from that doctor. He had done great marketing, a marketing company. I worked with him, learned what he did. He taught me, a great mentor for me. And also the thing, when I looked for a job, it wasn't just the job, it was also mentorship too. What can I learn from that successful doctor? The biggest thing, a doctor now 20 years I have been, is I want doctors coming out of school, maybe chiropractic, other schools too, to come here and learn how to become a hands-on doctor-patient relationship type of thing, because I've done it for 20 years and not reinvent the wheel. Doctors done learn from them versus trying to reinvent the wheel and starting your own. That we're not going to trial and error type of thing. Once I learned enough from him, 2.5 years, started working here where I am now, bought into the practice, which wasn't cheap, but had that doctor that I replaced come mentor us also. He had retired at 35 years old and done well in practice and also in the stock market too, but done well enough to retire and live on top of a hill somewhere and wear suits all day. So he came back. I said, I'm going to hop out in practice. I have no problem paying for it. I'm going to have you come back, teach me what he did. Again, not reinvent the wheel myself, have him reteam what he did. At that point, use that information, then grow into our own practice. And again, starting in 2012, we started practicing. We started practicing in here 2005, but I've been using just Yellow Pages, word of mouth for 1, 2. That was the two biggest things for a long time: how to practice and how to grow your practice, how to get people new clients, new patients. 2012, also we saw the Yellow Pages ads, people coming from them drop. Like what happened? We went from seeing like say 30, 40 new patients a month to maybe seeing 20, 25. I'm like, whoa, that's not right. Then all of a sudden this YouTube thing came out and Facebook and these websites came out, right? Websites, people still use websites. They may not. 2012, those brand new, it was like the new thing. Even email came out back then too. At that point, we use those new forms of media to educate our patients, educate patients in the area. People that start getting on Facebook, send stuff on Facebook too, and on the website, from Facebook to the website, from YouTube to the website, and back and forth. And from there, Instagram came from nowhere. And now there's TikTok, now there's LinkedIn, everything. So 2012 to 2020, almost 22 now, December 2021, we've used every social media to share our message, how chiropractic works, how we help people, and how we do it more, and have our patients, biggest thing, have our patients leave reviews on all these review sites, Yelp, Google, along with live testimonial videos, putting them on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to call it. I call it tic-tac-toe sometimes.
Right. So talking to a bunch of people, this is what I'm seeing across the board is the successful people didn't ignore social media.
No.
They understood the Yellow Pages were going away, and they jumped on these things. Something that people are doing nowadays is they're ignoring TikTok and a lot of these things because they think they're for the kids. But there's plenty of businesses who have gained customers from TikTok videos. And they don't all, TikTok videos don't have to be dancing and doing stupid things. It's just getting some information out there. You can be a little entertaining while you're doing it too. Yeah. There's a contractor guy. He does concrete, and he just makes TikTok videos about concrete. Done. And he got hundreds of thousands of dollars of jobs from his TikToks. So you can't ignore it nowadays.
One of my videos that I put back when TikTok just came out, because this guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, he talks about it. Yeah. He one of my videos here I'm looking at right now, I have 1.8 million views on it. The other one I have 1.2 million views on it. Those views will never go away. That's concrete views. But by taking my content I put on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, that's the same content. I just split it up and clip it for different type of platforms. Why not? Why don't we reinvent the wheel? Just saying the same information, just different platforms, how they want to hear it.
Right. I want to ask you a question. So a few years ago, I'm in the party business. That's what I'm in.
Yep.
And a few years ago, a really big guy in the party business said, "You're not in the party business. You're in the material handling and logistics business, trying to figure out how to get this to there and then back again efficiently." So that opened my mind, and I was like, wow, you really got to understand what business you're in, all aspects of it. So you're a chiropractor, obviously in the chiropractor business, but would you say a large portion of your business is marketing and customer acquisition?
Huge. Our office does not grow, and it will die unless you see new patients. The problem with chiropractic, it's not like a diabetic clinic. It's not like a gym. People get well. When they get well, I want them to leave. I want them to refer their friends and family in, but I still have to get other people from other platforms to come here because they've seen my media. They've seen our social media. They've seen our videos. They go to our reviews looking for a chiropractor. It's not, Adam, it's not if, it's when you're going to have back pain or neck pain.
Right.
Depending on right now, we're sitting in a chair watching, we're talking to each other, right? People have pain from that. It's when you watch enough videos of some guy that has done the videos about neck pain, you're gonna go, man, I have neck pain. You could call this guy right now. It's timing along with growth, consistent growth. We went from seeing about 25, 30 new patients a month to about 80 new patients a month, 80,
Wow.
up to about 100 because of our social media at the right time, right avenues, hitting at the right moment.
Right.
But keeping that consistent, that's the lifeblood of every practice, maybe chiropractic, dental, aesthetics, anything. You need new people coming in all the time because a lot of people may not want, they may just want one visit. Fine. I had someone come this morning from a car accident, bad accident. I'll probably see you for about 2 or 3 months. So you don't know when you're going to need them, but you want to make sure you're there all the time on their channels, like a TV, so they see you all the time. Even a quick video, something simple.
Right. So let's just recap real quick. Obviously, to become a chiropractor, you got to go to school. You got to take exams.
Get a lot of student loans.
Student loans. You're probably not going to just open a practice right away. So you got to find someone to work with. And it's better, like you're saying, to set those up before you graduate and not just be like, well, where's my job coming?
Well, Adam, you can't go on your own initially. The problem is now you're learning on the road. I had some guy, a good friend of mine, Dr. Nathan. He opened a practice here locally because he was working at a part-time place. But he calls me and goes, because his wife actually jumped on board from the practice. He goes like, "Hey, I'm sending all this billing to insurance company, but they're not paying anything." I'm like, "Did you do any research how to bill? What the bill is like?" No, I'm trying to like see how it goes. I'm like, okay, he's well funded by family. I'll give him that. He's good. But someone who has to pay the bills every month, why would you learn on the fly? Why not learn from a mentor that knows it already? And at that point, pick it up so you know what you're doing.
Right. Okay. Why don't you be the mentor for people who are just starting out and they just came to you and said, "Hey, hey, I already graduated. I got a job lined up. I'm thinking of starting my own, but I know nothing about it. What do I need? How do I bill people? What equipment do I need?" Like,
good. My job is come in my practice, come in here and volunteer and just help out for maybe 2 days a week. I'm going to have you talk to Vanessa, have you talk to Monty, have you talk to this person over here because they run the billing department. Have them sit down, talk to them, have you pay them also because when you pay attention. At that point, they'll teach you how to bill. They'll teach you what to bill. They'll teach you how to work the insurance companies. I'll teach you the back office stuff. I'll have you come and mentor and follow me around, but they'll teach you how to run the office. I do none of that. I'm a specialist, Adam. I run the back office. I see patients. My staff takes care of everything else. I don't want to think about insurance companies.
Right. But they have to at least know a little bit of it so that they can get it set up, right? Like,
oh, exactly. They have to have enough information. Okay, I can set up here. You sign up with a network for one of these insurance company. At that point, Blue Cross Blue Shield, whatever it is, too. But that once you're done, then how do you send a billing in and you want to get paid for that billing? That's the hard part.
right.
That's where the insurance. That's where my ops manager sits on the phone with all 3 lines going and see which one answers first. Answer that phone call. The other one's going at the same time. Talk to that person, adjuster. It's called an adjuster on the other line. Talk to them what the billing is, what's going on, why it's not being paid. Hang that one up. Next one comes up. And next one. I have a buddy at UCLA. He works out there, and he has a chiropractic office. Him and his wife run it. They spend a full day just doing insurance billing. I don't want to do that. I want to go play golf.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a common thing too among a lot of successful people is they know how to you do what you do good at and you focus on that. The part of the business that you're in. But
I call it being a specialist. I'm being a specialist. I do chiropractic. That's all I do. I don't mind doing billing if I need to, but I don't want to. I'd rather pay someone. I'd rather see more people, make the practice grow that way. So I don't mind paying that person to do the billing.
Right. Your value is one area, their value is in another. You delegate it. And once you're able to delegate and then focus on what you can do, it grows.
Easy. Not easy, but some doctors have problems with control issues.
Right.
They want to control everything, and just people in general, right? The problem is you start doing too many hands, too many pies. You may do it, but the quality may not be there.
Right.
I always ask them, what's your ROI? What's your return on investment by hiring someone for that?
Right.
And not only just monetary, but also your time too. What's your time worth?
Exactly. Like
all of it.
I don't want to build a website. I can learn how to, but I'm more valuable doing other things and paying someone to build the website.
I call it Jim. Jim's my website guy. Done.
Yeah. So that was a big thing when I began trying to grow, was I can't do everything, and it's scary to let go. But honestly, once you let go of one thing, the next thing's easier, and the next thing's easier, then the next thing is easier, until finally you're just like, yeah, you do that.
Do you ever clear out your garage, Adam?
What's that?
You ever clear out your garage, like to start getting rid of things?
Right. Yeah.
It's like you're purging your stuff, right? Like that felt so good getting rid of that. I sold that on eBay, sold it on OfferUp. Like, I'm gonna rid of this too. And then I cleaned up my garage about probably 2 years ago. It feels so good just to get rid of everything. So you just do what you want to do.
Right.
You know, and you can have people that you like, some you don't like. It's called law of averages. Just if you interview 10 people, you'll get people that are good. Just keep reaching out there. Don't think of just one person. It didn't work. This one person. It didn't work for one person. Keep reaching more and more and more.
Right. All right. So what would be like one thing you would tell someone who's coming up to avoid? Like maybe a mistake you made, or a mistake you've seen other people make? Like, you know, drop some knowledge.
My biggest thing is be consistent. If you're going to post a video once a week, do it every week, once a week. If you're going to go live once a week, go live every week, once a week. If you're going to say you can do 5 videos a week and do it once, do it maybe for 2-3 weeks, and you stop, you're like, too much work. I'm like, okay. People, I belong to Upland Chamber, my local chamber here. I'm the only one who actually, no, Eric and Larry have been consistent too. That have been consistent podcast every week. It's work. I do podcast. I post one every week. It's work. People will try to do it and they get busy and they do this. You have to be able to go, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. It will take a lot of work, a lot of energy. But if you want to build your social media to build your practice, build your reputation, you have to be consistent. Think of it as a marathon, not a sprint. And as you put stuff out there, my hack is take that same content and post it, excuse me, not just on YouTube, but also on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on TikTok if you want, on Yelp, on Google. At that point, you hit everything all the time. So you have set information, and as you build up your YouTube channel, that's when you have a library of videos to link back to every time too. Link from Facebook back to your YouTube channel. Link from Instagram back to your channel. Even Google Plus or Google your business page allows the same thing, link back to your YouTube channel. So you always have something, that rabbit hole, setting things up. I even go old school for my older patients, send me a newsletter every month. Monthly newsletter again, keeping it simple, taking the playlist from my YouTube channel, linking that to the newsletter every time.
Nice.
So, but be consistent with all your patients all the time so they see stuff when they're ready to see you, not when you're ready. When they're ready to see you, it's because they need a chiropractor because they hurt their back this weekend in a car accident. They're building a wall and they fell off the wall. Who knows? But they're ready when they're ready, not when you're ready.
It's an interesting business, like you were saying, because you need to be in their mind. And if they've seen your videos and they know you exist, and then they're like, oh yeah, I should go do this. A lot of people like just don't think like, I'm gonna go see a chiropractor today.
They don't think it because they've done medicine their whole life. Right. They take a pill for it. They go to the doctor. Doctor says, well, even 2021 now, doctors still say, don't see a chiropractor. They're going to hurt you.
Right.
I go, probably not. But because they trust a doctor, medical doctor, they go, I don't want to see a chiropractor until they see my videos. Wait a second. They treat this person, this testimony they have in their videos, video testimony on their YouTube says they're good at this too. You should give them a chance. So having you say it was good, but having someone else say it too is even better.
Cool. All right, so why don't you drop your links, and everyone, they're going to be in the description as well.
Perfect. Euclid, it's as you see right there too. Crooked Spine Show podcast show. If you go to our YouTube channel, same thing too. Anything where we're at is Dr. Tony Chiro, DrTonyChiro, is on Instagram and also my Facebook, TikTok also. In our office is Euclid Chiropractic, EUCLID. If you're in Upland, California, Upland, Claremont, Cucamonga, anywhere in Inland Empire, Southern California, at that point, we're going to be here. So we see patients basically 5 days a week from 1-2. We're my partner and I, Dr. Brian Weaver. He's been along with me. At that point, we'll take care of you. We have x-rays on site, so we take x-rays right here. So you see them the same day. We don't waste any time. Treat you the same day. So make you feel better the same day. We'll send you home with videos, how to stretch, how to strengthen. So we send those videos in your email so you consistent care even when you're on in our office. We want to make sure you get better. So whatever stress you're handling in your life, may it be family, work, driving to work now to back to work if that's what it is, physical work too. We want to make sure whatever your stress level is for work, your life, we get you back to have that life again. So you feel good, stay good, and be happy. So you can call people like Adam up to take care of you.
Right. Nice. Well, thank you. And everyone, I watch his YouTube channel. It's great and has a lot of knowledge on it too. Not just entertaining. So go check that out.
Oh, but both though. But both.
Yes, definitely. All right. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Adam.